There aren't many clubs whose greatness and influence can compare to those of Real Madrid. That is why the immense pressure of wearing the shirt of such a massive club may affect even the most talented players. So today, we would like to tell you about the top 10 of those who almost had their careers ruined by Real Madrid. But first, we'd like to test your knowledge. From which Brazilian club did Vinicius move to Madrid? Flamengo, Botafogo, Santos, Cruzeiro? Feel free to leave your answers in the comments. And now, let's go! Asier Iliaramendi. The Real Sociedad Academy product Iliaramendi once made many big clubs put an eye on him. Of all the clubs, it was Real Madrid to sign him in the end, and that was the beginning of the worst spell in the young Basque's career. In summer 2013, Los Blancos spent 32 million euros on the 23-year-old Iliaramendi, which made him the most expensive Spanish signing in Real Madrid's history. Much was expected from the newcomer, who was considered one of the biggest prospects in Spain, but in reality, it all ended up being a huge disappointment. Though Asier made 59 La Liga appearances in 2 seasons, he mostly had to come in as a sub. The fierce competition in midfield was the reason why the newcomer wasn't given that many chances to prove himself while at Real Madrid. In 2015, Iliaramendi finally left Madrid and returned to Real Sociedad for 16 million euros, as his signing ended up being a waste both for Real Madrid and the player. The return move to Real Sociedad pretty much saved Asier's whole career. Once back to his old club, he once again became a key midfielder for Sociedad, the one to dictate tempo and dominate the midfield with his technique and intelligence. As a result, Iliaramendi's return brought back his confidence, as well as the status of an elite La Liga midfielder. His solid performance earned him a national team call-up as Asier made 3 appearances for Spain. Meanwhile, on the club level, the midfielder has played 25 games for Real Sociedad so far this season and has been a key figure for the team on their way to the top 4 finish. Martin Ødegaard. Since the very beginning of his playing career, Ødegaard has been one of the most hyped wonder kids. At the age of only 15, he became the youngest ever debutant and goalscorer of Norwegian top-flight football, which caught the eye of Real Madrid. In January 2015, Los Blancos signed the Norwegian 16-year-old prospect, which caused quite a stir. Many saw Ødegaard as a future Real Madrid star, but the path to glory is never easy at such a club, and Martin had to face adaptation problems, as well as the competition since his first days at Castilla. Ultimately, the club decided to loan out the Norwegian due to his young age and lack of high-level football experience. As a result, there were a number of loan spells for Ødegaard, in Eredivisie, at Heerenveen and Vitesse first, and then at Real Sociedad, the La Liga side. The loans did a lot of good to the Norwegian's development. He managed to prove his talent and potential in the Netherlands, while at Sociedad, Ødegaard reached the elite level as he became one of the team's leaders and the La Liga star. In 2020, Ødegaard was back to Real Madrid, but once again found it hard to make it into the first 11. Despite his decent loan spells, it was nearly impossible for Martin to compete with the midfielders of higher quality and much more experience, as his lack of playing time made both sides consider yet another loan. In January 2021, Martin was loaned out to Arsenal for a season and a half, as he soon became a crucial figure for the Gunners. Once again, the Norwegian had a chance to make an impact, both for his new club and for his national team. So before long, the Gunners made a deal permanent for 35 million euros without hesitation. The Norwegian story shows that even the most talented young players are likely to face problems should they join such a massive club as Real Madrid, whose squad is always full of players of the highest caliber. Ødegaard's path demonstrates the importance of the playing time a footballer gets, the right choice of clubs to go on loan, and self-belief. His career is probably yet to reach its peak, and Martin may still reach the highest level if he keeps on improving. The Norwegian is already wearing the Arsenal captain armband, while the Gunners may still win the long-awaited Premier League title. Ødegaard has made 20 goal contributions in 39 appearances this season, and his current value is 80 million euros as per Transfermarkt. Theo Hernandez. The Atletico Madrid Academy product Theo has always been considered a top prospect, as many clubs were following him since his early years. But the Frenchman's Real Madrid spell could have easily ruined all his aspirations. In summer 2017, the 19-year-old Theo Hernandez, a most promising young defender, was signed by Real Madrid for 24 million euros, and the expectations from such a big prospect were really high. Nevertheless, Theo never made it into the first 11 while at Real Madrid. Throughout his first season at Real Madrid, Theo made only 23 appearances in all competitions and made 3 assists, which caused an alarm, as he mostly had to stay on the bench and only come in as a sub. As you would expect, that did no good to the young player's progress. In the end, in 2018, Theo was loaned out to Real Sociedad, the club that gave him a chance to once again play first-team football. That was a key moment in the Frenchman's career, as the loan move helped him regain confidence, demonstrate his qualities, and get noticed by other big clubs. In 2019, Hernandez moved to Milan for 23 million euros, the club that revealed all the Frenchman's talents, as Theo became known as one of the best left-backs in Serie A. His speed, technique, and solid performance at both ends of the pitch soon made him a key player for the Rossoneri and a fan favorite. The Frenchman to this day remains a world-class left-back, as well as one of the team's leaders, defining AC Milan's play style. Apart from his club performance, Theo earned a France call-up while at Milan, which showed everyone how faith and hard work may bring success, as 25-year-old Theo Hernandez has already made 14 appearances for Le Bleu. The story of Theo Hernandez tells us that at times young players, no matter how talented they are, require a bit more time and trust to unleash their true potential. Even though he found no success at Real Madrid, Theo never gave up and kept working hard, which is why he is now among the AC Milan leaders and why he is worth 60 million euros. Rumors say that Arsenal is interested in signing the Frenchman, so let's wait and see how Theo's career unfolds. Dear friends, before we go on, we'd like you to help us gain 5,000 followers. If you like our videos, please leave a like, subscribe, and don't forget to tap the bell button so that you don't miss our next video. Takefusa Kubo. The Japanese left his home country at a very young age, as he was signed by Barcelona. Despite his promising start for the Barca youth, Kubo had to leave Spain due to Barca having violated FIFA's international transfer policy for young players. In 2019, while playing for FC Tokyo, Kubo caught the eye of Real Madrid. The youngster moved to Spain once again, but despite all the expectations, the midfielder's progress at Madrid pretty much stalled for a number of reasons. Once Takefusa joined the club, he went out on loan so that he could adapt to European football and gain the required experience. Throughout the following seasons, Kubo played for Mallorca, Villarreal and Getafe, where he was showing glimpses of solid football, but ultimately had to leave Real Madrid. The difficulties Kubo had to face were caused by the level of competition, the lack of playing time, and having to adapt to different coaches' tactics and demands. The young Japanese, however, keeps working hard and making progress at Real Sociedad, the club that signed him on a permanent basis. We must not forget that Kubo is only 21 and still has plenty of time to make a statement either at Real Madrid, that still has 50% of his rights, or at some other club. When we speak of young footballers, we can't overestimate a head coach's impact. If you would like to know about how coaches turn their players into real monsters, feel free to check out our recent video. We hope you'll enjoy it. Luka Jovic. Before the Serb joined Real Madrid, he had made himself a name of a goal-scoring machine at Eintracht Frankfurt, which made many big clubs follow him closely. In 2019, Los Blancos made a bid of about 60 million euros, as they expected Jovic to become their number 9 for years to come. But it wasn't meant to happen. Once Luka joined Real Madrid, the competition with Karim Benzema made it too hard for him to gain the playing time he was expected to have. That, of course, affected his adaptation and his stats as well. In his first season at Madrid, Jovic scored only 2 goals in 27 matches in all competitions. In order to rediscover his form and bring back his former confidence, the Serb went back to Eintracht on loan in January 2021. There it went a bit better for him, as he scored 4 goals in 18 games. But once he was back to Real Madrid, nothing really changed for the Serb. So last summer he moved to Fiorentina for free, though Real Madrid is to receive 50% of his future sale. Luka Jovic has made 13 goal contributions in 41 appearances for Fiorentina so far this season. As he is only 25 years old, he still has a chance to bring back his old goal-scoring touch, provided his approach becomes more professional. Brahim Diaz. The Spaniard's career started at Malaga Youth, but in 2016 he moved to Manchester City Academy, where he was considered one of the biggest prospects. In January 2019, Brahim was signed by Real Madrid for 17 million euros. The move to Real Madrid could have been a big opportunity for Diaz to show himself on the highest level, but the young Spaniard didn't make it into the first 11 and lacked consistency, while the lack of involvement and the competition were hampering his development. In August 2020, Brahim was loaned out to AC Milan. There, he was given a chance in the first team, as this season has been his third for the Rossoneri. Though there were glimpses of world-class performance, the Spaniard has failed to become a team leader, and his future is still uncertain. Brahim has made 29 goal contributions in 116 appearances for Milan and would rather stay in Italy, but we're yet to know where his career is going to go once this season is over. The story of Brahim Diaz shows how hard it may be for young players to adapt to Real Madrid's level of football. The competition for the first 11 and the adaptation to new coaches and their tactics offer a tough challenge, the challenge every young player has to take at some point. James Rodriguez. After his fantastic World Cup performance in 2014, James Rodriguez, the best goalscorer of the tournament, got noticed by a number of big clubs. The one to sign him was Real Madrid, that made a bid of 80 million euros. The move to Madrid was supposed to become a big step forward for James, as his first season was a huge success with 17 goals and 18 assists from the Colombian. But the new coach was the reason why James lost his place in the first 11 in the following season, as he struggled to adapt to the new playstyle. After James won the Champions League in his third season at Real Madrid, he was loaned out to Bayern, where he had a pretty good spell, which boosted his market value to 80 million euros, as the Colombian won 2 Bundesliga titles, 2 German Super Cups, and the German Cup. Once his 2-year loan spell ended, James once again found no success at Real Madrid and reunited with Carlo Ancelotti at Everton in the end. 2021 was the beginning of the end for James Rodriguez. He moved to Qatar for a season and then to Olympiacos, where he made 11 goal contributions in 24 games. James' career demonstrates to us that footballers must be able to adapt to different clubs and coaches, tactics and cultures. A successful career is not always a flawless one, and every athlete may face difficulties and problems throughout his career, and it's up to his professionalism and dedication to get over them. And that is what James Rodriguez lacked when it mattered the most. Michael Owen. The Englishman's playing career began at Liverpool, where Owen made a name for himself as a generational talent. In 2001, Michael Owen won the Ballon d'Or, and in 2004 was signed by Real Madrid for 12 million euros. That move was a most important challenge for the Englishman, who was eager to prove himself worthy abroad. But having to compete with the likes of Ronaldo and Raul was too much for Michael Owen. Even though he scored 16 goals and made 4 assists in 45 games in his debut season for Real Madrid, Michael still suffered the lack of playing time as he struggled to adapt to Spanish football. As a result, after only 1 season at Real Madrid, Michael Owen went back home as he joined Newcastle in 2005. Though his spell abroad was short and far from successful, the striker managed to prove his potential as well as his quality and talent in a different league, in a country of different mentality. The return to England started a new chapter in Owen's career, both on the club level for Newcastle and Man United, and for the national team. His goals and his overall impact made Michael a true legend of English football, as he managed to recover from the poor Real Madrid spell. He made 483 appearances, scored 223 goals and made 56 assists. And apart from that, there were 89 international caps and 40 goals for Michael Owen, which served as a proof of the striker's quality. And what do you think was the reason why he didn't make it at Santiago Bernabeu? Let us know in the comments. Nicolas Anelka. The Frenchman, who started his journey at PSG, moved to Arsenal, and then his talent and goal-scoring skills made Real Madrid spend as much as 35 million euros on Anelka in 1999. The move to Madrid was supposed to become the most important milestone on Anelka's way to glory, but in reality, it wasn't the best of times for the Frenchman, as he faced adaptation problems and a number of conflicts with coaches who were unhappy with the player's work ethics. As a result, Nicolas Anelka only played one season for Los Blancos, scored 7 goals in 33 matches, won the Champions League, and then got back to PSG for 34.5 million euros. Despite his unsuccessful spell at Real Madrid, the Frenchman later played for numerous big clubs such as Liverpool, Man City, Chelsea, and Juventus. In the end, we may describe Nicolas' career as quite a successful one, as he maintained his consistency, both on the club level and for France, and scored goals when it mattered the most. His Real Madrid experience was just one of many steps as Anelka managed to overcome all the difficulties and have a more than decent playing career. All in all, the striker scored 209 goals and made 95 assists in 667 games, and also scored 14 goals in 69 international appearances. Nuri Sahin. After his Bundesliga triumph with Borussia Dortmund, the Turk midfielder Nuri Sahin was signed by Real Madrid for 10 million euros in 2011. While Nuri was expected to build on his success at the new club, injuries, as well as the competition in midfield, left him no chance to do so, as the Turk had to either stay on the bench or recover from yet another injury. After one season at Madrid, 10 games in all competitions, and a La Liga title, Sahin joined Brendan Rodgers' Liverpool on loan, and then in winter reunited with his old head coach Jurgen Klopp as he was back to Borussia. The return to his old club helped the Turk rediscover his form and once again show world-class football. In the end, Borussia made the deal permanent, as Nuri Sahin made 75 goal contributions in 274 appearances for BVB. Hard work, self-belief, and patience were the ultimate reasons why the Turk managed to relaunch his career after having faced so many problems at Real Madrid. A footballer's talent is not the only thing that determines his success, as such things as adaptability, the level of competition, injuries, and head coach's impact are no less important. These and many other issues were what our today's heroes had to face many times, especially while at Real Madrid. Dear friends, which one of these players did the best at Real Madrid? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments, and thank you for watching. See you soon.